Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Now, this division between FBA and the black diaspora is heating up, and it's really causing a lot of people to become unhinged with anger. And I say that there needs to be responsible voices in all camps. We can't have our differences. We can have our differences. We can have our differences of opinion, and we can make a decision not to deal with each other. That's always a choice. But when you're in America, this is the home of Black Americans, and that's just the bottom line. And if you don't respect that and understand that, then you will have problems with Black Americans. When Black Americans go to Ghana, that is their homeland. And if you don't want to respect that, and if you don't want to consider that, then you're going to have problems over there. That's just the bottom line. It's their country, and they run it like they want to. They have their own culture, their own traditions that may not be compatible with the Black Americans. But it is your responsibility to respect whatever they're doing there because they are at home. And when Black immigrants come here, they may not understand our culture, they may not understand our traditions, they may not understand a lot of things about America. But the bottom line is, you would not be here as an African immigrant if it were not for the struggle that Black Americans have gone through. There was never a time when white America wanted Black people to come to this country. Now, you can fool yourself all you want to, but the truth is what the truth is, and that is that they did not want you here then, and they really don't want you here now. And they're making that clear. They don't want us here, but there's nothing they can really do about us right now. But this is our home. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because a video of a what looks like a West African woman coming across as unhinged about Black Americans. And I'm going to let you listen to some of it. I might not let you listen to all of it. I'm not doing this for it to be triggering or for you to get upset, but I'm just doing it because this is what happens when you go to a foreign land and you're not willing to accept what's going on in that land with those people. I would hope that no Black American would go to any country in the Caribbean, in Africa, or anywhere that other Black people live and get so upset with those people that somebody would catch you on camera speaking in this way, because this is not the sign of a stable person and it's not the sign of an intelligent person. So listen to this.
This is a 59-year-old nurse that's about to say what they're about to say.
Africans and African Americans, we've never gotten along. Not today, not yesterday, not 20 years ago, not 100. We've never gotten along. We don't get along. All I'm saying is that stay in your lane and I stay in my own lane. I don't have any interest or desire to have that kind of relationship that I know will never be. There is no need for me to pretend to like you. You don't like me, and I with my full chest. I don't like you either. So this one that we're supposed to come together, don't ask me to come and join you to march down the street for whatever cause it is you're marching. I'm not coming to march anywhere with you. So all I'm saying is that, why are we here asking each other to get along, thinking that, we think African sisters were better than, yeah, I think I'm better than African American. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have any African American friend. I don't need to be friends with any African American. There's nothing friendship with them that I find interesting through in university. I don't have any ounce of interest in developing any type of relationship with any of
It
my
sounds
African
like you
brothers and
went through
sisters.
some really traumatic
I don't have
experience,
any
ma'am.
interest, zero. If I see you coming
There is
down
some
the
type of
road like
trauma,
this,
yeah.
I turn around and go the other way. I don't have any interest whatsoever to have a relationship with you.
So this lady seems to be traumatized and she's delusional in thinking that some I don't know who these black American people who are trying to get her to march down the street or be friends with them or be friends with them or have any kind of relationship with them that she says that she doesn't find black Americans interesting. Well, this is a little bit over the top for me, but this is totally unnecessary. This woman is triggered by something or somebody, and she's decided to drag all black Americans into whatever is going on in her head. So, this is a sign of a person who is very traumatized. Now, something else is going on in her life besides black Americans because if she doesn't like black Americans, she doesn't deal with black Americans, she's staying in her lane. There is no reason for her to be that upset. So something else is going on that's causing her to be so triggered. But this is very unhealthy. But for the people who believe in Pan Africanism, this should not be a deterrent because at the end of the day, all people of African descent are in the same matrix. And I say this over and over and over again. There is no difference. Nobody has escaped. Anybody who studies African descended people all over the world will tell you they're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. Black Americans, it is said, are the richest, the healthiest, and the most affluent of African people. So I don't even know what she's talking about. Talking about she thinks she's better. That's just laughable. This is laughable. People like this are pathetic. But it should not be a deterrent for people who are working towards an understanding, and I won't say Pan Africanism and all of that, an understanding of what has happened to Africa and African descended people. This kind of person, like the guy said at the beginning, these are the people that you have to shake the dust off your feet and move on because they're not adding anything. I'm pretty sure she fled her own country. She's not adding anything to the country that she fled from, and she's not adding anything to this country. I would like to know where she's working because if she's a nurse, then that brings in a whole different discussion about where she's working and with whom she's working with, who are her patients. Because if she feels this strongly about Black Americans, it's questionable as to whether or not she needs to be nursing Black Americans. I just feel sorry for people like this. At 59 years old, you should have learned how to navigate the world and how to regulate your emotions better than this, than to come across as somebody unhinged, full of hatred over people who don't even care about her. She's not on anybody's radar. This video came up on my Twitter page, and I thought, here we go again. Here we go again. But if you don't like people and you're not dealing with those people should not be upsetting you in that manner. If anybody is tempted to be upset by somebody like this, you shouldn't be because this is not a stable person. And we have enough instability in our own lives and in our own communities without inviting this person in. But my point is to say that this person should not hinder the people who believe that people of African descent need to find some common ground to work for common goals that will be beneficial to all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a Pan Africanist. I'm a Black American, but I don't hate anybody and I don't dislike anybody. And I would never get on a platform and do a rant like this. And I would encourage other stable minded, healthy minded people not to do something like this because there's nothing cute about this and there's nothing impressive about this. If you have issues with people, you need to resolve those issues with those people. It's rough out here. We're all doing everything we can to make it. And I know the FBA crowd can be infuriating at times because they have no holds barred, unfiltered, and they'll just say what they think. They just call it like they see it. So I know that that is upsetting. But again, you should not let people who are not really impacting your life trigger you to the point that you would get on a social media platform, especially a 59-year-old. But she seems to be angry, she seems to be hurt, and she just seems like she wants to lash out at the people who have angered her or hurt her. That's what it sounds like. Because otherwise, there would be no reason to make a video like this. But the Pan African people should stay on their job if they believe in what they're doing. And when people can see the results of it, more people would get on board. But Africans need to get together in Africa. They need to learn how to get along with each other and work together for the common good of that continent before they look over here in America. Because we've been away from there for a long time. It's their continent, and they need to be focused on Africa. They need to be focused on building Africa and protecting the resources of Africa for future generations. I would think that would be the main thing instead of, worrying about FBA because they don't really even impact your life like that. But anyway, I hope she gets the help that she needs, or I hope she comes to terms with whatever it is that's angering her so. But it's just not healthy and it's not helpful. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a wonderful evening.